How's it going, everyone? Steve here with Steve's Goods. I wanted to let you know there's some important information that we really need you to act on right now. The USDA is trying to enact some things on the 2018 Farm Bill that's going to affect everyone, especially you sitting at home. So we have Cindy Sovine here. She's a 20-year veteran lobbyist, and she is now here to help the fight for hemp and make sure that consumers and everyone in labs and farms are all safe and we're all getting treated fairly. So, Cindy, thank you so much for being here. And I just wanted to figure out the things that could really benefit the viewers today and the informational points that you have for us.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you for the opportunity to be here today. I am really excited to be able to talk to you about what's going on. It's serious and it's important. We are all grown adults here, and in the ability and the fight for us to be able to choose the products that we consume and how we choose to approach our health and wellness. I'm a really big supporter of Steve's Goods products. I help make sure that their products are all compliant and all of the state and federal laws, and I've been tracking closely the regulations that are coming out of the USDA, and they have impacts for consumers like you. We are looking at 5 main areas that we are going to be asking you as consumers to get involved in, and this is around sampling procedures, this is around testing procedures and requirements for labs, this is again around raising the negative threshold for dry weight hemp from 0.5% to 1%. This is around creating definitions around dispose instead of destroying hemp that is not within that definition. And then last but not least, transportation and being able to bring these finished products across state lines, as well as the biomass and the products with those there. Those 5 issues include sampling. That means what numbers of the samples or products are tested from the field. Do you have to have each field tested? Does the department for whatever of agriculture for whatever state they're in, do they have to require that every single farmer have every single field tested? Do those people have the staffing to do that? The way that the regs read, it requires it. And this can create a bottleneck for farmers who need their field sampled if there are not the staff there within those local departments in order to create that flow that is necessary for them to get that sampling. Same is done with testing and also the way that the plant is tested. We are asking both with sampling and testing. Consumers ask the USDA to allow the local state plans to regulate how that is done. Testing can be done very differently. You can either require testing to be done on the top 2 inches of the plant, or you can have it done in the entire plant and aggregate the sample that way. So we want states to have flexibility in doing that. We're asking that the USDA raise the negative threshold from 0.5% to 1% for dry weight hemp by volume. What we're asking here is you've given us a variance, a threshold by which farmers can have still compliant hemp once it is dry. And what we're asking is that you move that threshold to 1%. The reason why we were asking for 1% is because this is in line with most of the rest of the countries in the world are doing. They're producing hemp at a 1% threshold. So if you're going to give us a variance, allow that variance to be compliant with what other farmers are doing so that our domestic farmers have the ability to compete with the same cannabinoid profile that the rest of the world is moving toward. So moving that threshold to 1% will really help farmers here locally be able to remain competitive. We're last asking that we look at the definition of the Farm Bill that says dispose. The regulations that you have put into place look like destroy. You do not allow us to remediate. You do not allow us to bring down the THC levels and convert those into other consumable products. Even if you don't want a consumable product pathway, you could create a fiber pathway, and the USDA could allow for that kind of thing to happen. So we are asking them to change those regulations in order to allow for those types of pathways. And then the final piece that really we need to have resolved within the regulations, this is something that they did not address, and that is transportation and allowing hemp farmers to be able to add their crop report information to the FSA so that they can move those manifests, their crop manifests, when they take their biomass and their harvested crops across state lines so that local law enforcement can verify that it is compliant hemp. Thank you very much for the opportunity to talk about this. These 5 areas are bottlenecks that if not fixed will create problems within the hemp supply chain and your access to the products that you consume today. So we're asking, with the information that we're giving you on screen now, that you make one phone call and one email and send that off with your comments. You could go to stevesgoods.com and get more information, and we've also got sample manuscripts there that you can use to use on the phone, or also copy and paste and use for an email. So we're grateful that you are engaged and excited. We want to protect your access to these products, and that's what we're here to do. Thank you very much.
Yeah, cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate the information. And we have more information on our website, stevesgoods.com. You can go there, and there'll be some paragraphs already written out that you can send to your USDA officials. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Cool. So we really need your help. There's definitely people that that take CBD that benefit from it, and you don't want to take that away from them. I personally know lots of people that have seizures or need it for focus and reduction of inflammation, and you don't want to take that away from people. We just got it in, and this will just affect a lot of people and a lot of farmers, and we both visit a lot of farms and visit a lot of labs, and it would take away jobs, and it would really hurt the industry, and it would put us back. We don't want to do that. We have already been kicked by big paper, and the whole hemp industry has been, dwarfed a little bit. So we really need to fight back, and we need to take action now because it's super important. Before a law comes in to change some information, you want to have access to good products, and we're here to make sure that happens. So thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you, Cindy.